In this presentation, you will be able to identify uncivil behavior in the workplace and understand its importance. You will be able to understand what the Healthy Workplace Committee on your floor does. You will be able to address uncivil behaviors once you see them in a professional manner. You will understand what it means to uphold your coworkers to sustain exemplary professional practice and structural empowerment. Before we dive into the content, let's take a look at some scenarios.
Hey Susan, can you help me to my patient?
That's what the texts are for. Could you go ask one of them?
Good morning.
So the meeting's about to end. Does anyone have any safety concerns?
Actually, I have an idea about a way to streamline admissions.
Well, the Efficient Unit Operations Committee is in charge of tackling that issue, and we actually had an open forum a couple months ago about suggestions, and we're actually working on some of those suggestions, so we can't take any more right now, but maybe you could table them for the next open forum. We're just super busy.
So he's unable to ambulate independently. We're titrating his amiodarone drip, but lungs are clear. His blood sugar is all over the place. He received 7 units of insulin after breakfast. He hasn't had a bowel movement in 3 days. I gave him a couple packets of Miralax on my shift today. He retains his urine due to BPH. He's on a cardiac diet and is due for a stress test at 11. I know it's a lot. Did you get all of that?
Yes, thank you. Just a heavy load, but I'll manage.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Kelly, you have an admission coming from the emergency department in room 45. They're ready for a sign out, so you can call them, all right?
I actually have a really heavy load. Can I get some help?
Yeah, sure, I'll help you out. Oh my God, these new nurses, they don't want to work hard. They think things should be given to them, we're supposed to drop everything and help them. I don't know what I'm going to do. This place is going to send me into an early grave.
What these scenarios have shown us are different types of incivility. The ANA defines workplace incivility as one or more rude, discourteous, or disrespectful actions that may or may not have negative intent behind them. These may include, but are not limited to, gossiping, spreading rumors, refusing to assist a coworker, name-calling, using a condescending tone, or expressing public criticism. Incivility does not arise often as a singular incidence, but rather as a continuum of actions or intentions that are brushed off or normalized.
Workplace incivility is such an important issue because it affects the victims of incivility, but also the healthcare organization and patients. What appears to be a small issue can have massive manifestations. This is why it is so crucial for everyone to be aware of it and fight against it. This is a problem that needs to be tackled at all levels, both on the floors and up to high-level management. Let's start off with the effects on individuals. For this, we'll be using the biopsychosocial model.
As you can see, one's social peers can have a huge impact on their psychological and biological health. Frequent incivility that goes unresolved can result in anxiety and panic attacks. Even with the proper coping skills, these issues can still ensue and greatly affect the victim's temperament and self-esteem. When someone feels not so great about themselves, it can affect their physical health in more ways than one. They can stop caring about what they put in their body, about how they treat their body. This can lead to physical illnesses including, but not limited to, GI disorders, hypertension, headaches.
The individual effects can greatly affect safety of patients on the unit. Quality patient care requires collaboration among healthcare personnel, patients, families, and nurses. With a lack of open exchange, patients are in jeopardy of negative outcomes. McNamara, in a 2012 study, explains that staff incivility can lead to disgruntled, hostile, and preoccupied staff. There has been specific evidence that draws a positive correlation between incivility in the workplace and patient falls, medication delays, and medication errors, at 21%, 15%, and 22%, respectively. This inevitably leads to reduced therapeutic function, diminished cognitive function, poor communication, and decreased team efficacy. On a macro scale, this all inevitably leads to decreases in patient satisfaction, errors, and potential for lawsuits.
Workplace incivility leads to low morale, motivation, increased absences, fatigue, burnout, and increased incivility. There will be lost productivity and increased compensation claims or legal actions. This can all lead to high staff turnover, and with that comes its associated recruitment and training costs. Incivility paints a picture of an unhealthy workplace and may negatively impact the organization's reputation and recruitment potential.
Ultimately, beyond all the aforementioned effects, incivility reflects negatively on the nursing profession as a whole. This can bleed the nursing profession of its future professional membership in a time of shortage as it is. By allowing incivility to remain a constant in the workplace, there is no structural empowerment in place. Nurses usually feel crestfallen, the opposite of empowered. And the act of being uncivil and its repercussions are the exact opposite of being a professional. Workplace incivility breaks down an organization from the outskirts to the core, and we're going to do something about it.
The Healthy Organization Workplace Committee, or HOWCOM, was created to identify behaviors of workplace incivility and its consequences. HOWCOM has also created an implementation plan aimed at reducing incivility in the workplace. CREW, or Civility, Respect, and Engagement in the Workplace, is a program created by the U.S. Veterans Administration that is based on a process-focused, client-centered approach to organizational change. CREW works by identifying, then recreating successful, satisfying work experiences and seeking opportunities for improvement by focusing on the positive change that is wanted. We will be rolling these unit-based HOWCOMs on 4 units originally with the goal of implementation being hospital-wide.
Civility, Respect, and Engagement in the Workplace, or CREW, is a service from the VA, and they work in collaboration with the National Center for Organizational Development, or NCOD. The CREW brochure states, "A civil work environment is one where employees respect and value one another through cooperation, fair resolution of disputes, teamwork, and non-discriminatory behavior." CREW identifies the issues in the workplace and then recreates a successful or satisfying work experience and finds opportunities for improvement by focusing on positive change. First, an interest is determined, and NCOD is contacted for additional information. A toolbox is provided, which includes PowerPoints, brochures, and a promotional DVD. Local CREW coordinator and NCOD staff members are then assigned to the site. The next step is a readiness call, where the CEO and hospital leaders sit down with the CREW coordinator, NCOD senior staff, and an NCOD companion. CREW coordinators and 2 to 3 trained facilitators will run the program through workshops and hand-picked work groups on the 4 chosen units who are willing and enthusiastic to participate. A pre-intervention survey is sent to the work groups to rate workplace incivility. Then the groups meet 2 to 4 times a month for an hour at a time for 6 months. The main feature of CREW is flexibility. The members are able to modify interventions based on the meetings to meet the goals set by the work groups. Hey Susan, can you help me turn my patient?
Could you give me 5 minutes? I just have to give this med, then I'll be right back to help you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, so the meeting's almost over. Are there any safety concerns?
Actually, I have an idea about a way to streamline admissions.
That's awesome. I'd love to hear it. I'm a part of the Efficient Unit Operations Committee, and so we're a little bit swamped right now, so it might not be at the top of the list, but we'll definitely take it and see where we can go with it. We appreciate your input.
Awesome, thanks.
Hey Kelly, your new admission in the emergency department is ready for sign out. Could you give them a call now?
Actually, I have a heavy assignment. Can I maybe get some help?
Oh, of course. I know being a new nurse can be so stressful. It's good that you asked for help.
Awesome, thank you.